everybody, I'm not sure if you can see me or not, but today, as you've just seen, we're putting the beet harvester on. We just got to do a quick check on the oil level on this cleaning turbine gearbox because it does leak. We just top it up every day because it's not really worth the effort of changing the seal. We can just top it up with a bit of, this is second-hand used vacuum pump oil at the parlour, so it's waste oil anyway, and for the few days we run it's not really worth tearing it all apart at the minute. We might do it one day, but not for this year. So as you can see, for the first time, nearly first time ever, it's me got to drive the harvester. So if you watched the video, when was that, feeding the cows a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I know Dad was off sick. He still is, he's on the mend now, he's just doing a little bit again now, but he's not back to harvesting. He just can't sit on the tractor for long enough to do it. So I have had to learn a bit of a crash course how to drive it. I did do a couple of loads a few weeks ago, and done one load so far today, and the second load's almost full. So still very much learning, and we're not in ideal conditions, which is not helping. Job's getting done, so that's all that matters. When I started on this a couple of weeks ago, we had some frost. There's a wet spot in the field, and even though it was a bit frosty, it got too wet, and we have had since then about 2 inches of rain. So we had to wait for it to dry up a bit. We've had a couple of days of wind, and it's still a bit sticky, but we've got to go. We can do the dry bit in the field, but we ain't going to get in the wet bit until next week. I'm starting to get the hang of the control box a little bit now. all the levers look the same and feel the same. I'm kind of getting to somewhere handy now. I can work the levers without looking at what they do. So the machine does have automatic steering on it. It will follow a row. But when Dad, he gave me strict instructions on how to operate it. And he said don't bother with it, it don't work, or it works but it's not worth bothering with, so we don't do that. It does have automatic depth control for the lifting shares, or the wheels, the lifting wheels. But at the moment I'm finding this a bit too damp, a bit too sticky to use that, so I've got to keep it up just a smidge. So we can't use the automatic depth at the minute, but last time I was on when it was quite dry, you know, that did work. It's just we've got to adjust to the conditions. So where we're lifting at the moment is the very last bit of the field I drilled. It's a lot of little short runs. So if you saw the drilling video back in probably April time, you would have seen this. So you can see here what we're dealing with. This is the end of the field, and as they're working away, they're gradually getting longer runs. But you know, fields are never square. We always get this. You get short bits and fiddly bits. There's no avoiding it. I had a question at some point over the winter, does frost affect the fodder beet? Well, no, it doesn't, because fodder beet is what they call a biennial crop, not biannual, biennial. So it grows in its first year, so this is the end of its first year's growth. So in its second year, it puts up its flower head and sets seed. Obviously, it never gets to its second year because we're growing it for the root. Seed, we don't want it, we don't want to know. So does the winter affect the beet? No. So as you can see, the leaf is massively reduced to what it was when we started harvesting, probably in October. But it's still there, it's still green, and it will grow on from the centre to put up its seed head in its second year. Now the root, even though it's been out wintered, we have had a couple of weeks of frost on it and a lot of rain. We've had a lot of rain this winter, but take the crown off. So that's kind of as much as a harvester would take off. We take off a bit more, because that's always a bit hard and crunchy, that top bit. If we go down a bit, you can see how fresh, you know, that is still as good as October. If we take a slice off, there's absolutely no waste on there. It's still as crisp and fresh and very sweet. It's as sweet as it was when we started harvesting. So you can see there's absolutely no waste at all. It's all tasty, good. So outwintering does no harm at all. In fact, they actually keep better in the field. It's just still hard, you know. If we harvested this in October and it was stored in a clamp till now, it would be very slightly soft. So it wouldn't be as good quality as this, and the cows love it. And as you can see, it's still fresh, clean, not a bit of frost damage, so it's perfect condition still. Right, so we're just lining up for the final 2 rows. This is going to be it for today. We have got a dry week ahead, so they tell us. So we've just done this little bit to get us through, because the cows we'd run out. So we had to go on today to get a bit for the cows, and then hopefully next week we will be back to finish. I probably won't film that because, you know, you've seen it, there's only so much we can do. Definitely no drone work today because firstly it's too windy, secondly I can't drive 2 machines at once. So if you want to see some fodder beet drone action, go back to the like the first beet harvest and some on there, but other than that, that's it for today. So we just tip the final load out and go on, that'll do. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, don't forget to do so. Give us a comment, even if it's just to say hello, because we like to see comments. I am a bit rubbish at replying to comments, but I do read them all. And yeah, so subscribe, comment, give us a thumbs up and all that. Instagram, check out the Instagram thing. There's a link in the description box to find Instagram. And other than that, I will say thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. And hopefully now we could have a bit of dry weather, you know, things might start happening a bit again, because we've got some plenty of work to do in the spring, and we'll bring you it all as always. So we'll see you next time.